Hello, how you guys doing? James here. Well, got another video on relationships. And remember I said a while back in one of my videos that your mouth, whatever you speak, is your own destruction. Your mouth can cause things that you're going to be sorry for. And I was mentioning that these women are going to start noticing if they keep going the place that they're going to.
Hello, my friends.
But here's the video. Let him tell you so.
Welcome back to another lesson with the older man.
I'll come back with my commentary.
So today we're going to talk about that one story that every one of us fear: divorce. Yes, and when I say every one of us, I'm talking about the men. The men, we fear divorce. That's why we're not getting married anymore, right? The ladies, they don't have a problem. They come out on top, or do they? And we're going to explore that in this segment where I examine the divorce of Mr. Tyrese Gibson and his ex-wife, Samantha. Now, of course, a lot of you in America know that she's making the rounds over in all of these different podcasts. And she's talking about how she actually regret divorcing. Now, this is something that I've noticed with a lot of women who are pouring back onto TikTok, going back onto social media, saying how they regret leaving their husband.
The matter is that if I had different people in my ear at that time, I would not have made that decision. No.
Wow.
I wouldn't. And that's the truth.
It blows my mind that this phenomenon hasn't really triggered more and more women to realize that, hey, the grass isn't green on the other side. But I want to examine some of her speech and bring it forth to a lot of women to show them why they shouldn't leave their marriages. And more importantly, why you shouldn't make life-changing decisions when you're emotional. But let's get into a little backstory. For those of you that don't know Tyrese.
Right here. So what you doing, man?
He's a guy from the Fast and Furious. The black guy, you've seen the Fast and Furious series. He's a black gentleman, bald head, very talented. He's also very good. I think we'd call R&B soul singer as well. And yeah, I admire the guy. He's a bit emotional, but he's okay. He's alright, But let's take a look at some of his clips so that you can understand who he is.
And I said, God sent me this woman because I'm laughing, I'm flirting, I got butterflies in my stomach, I'm in love with this woman, best sex I ever had, best chemistry of any woman, of any vibe. I looked at it and I said, God sent me this woman.
He didn't send you that woman. I brought this up to you guys before. Stop bringing God into your relationships. Because if you're putting this on God, you're literally telling God that he's the worst matchmaker ever. This isn't God's work. Please stop it. And I find it so annoying when people put this God into their relationships. How can God have such a disgusting track record of anything?
$15,000 a month, what more do you want from me? Oh my God. Oh my God. My Shayla. My Shayla. Ain't nobody showing up for me. I got all these millionaire friends. I got billionaire friends. I've been there for you. Why nobody's there for me?
All right. That's a man that has to pay some money. So this video went viral. Famous video that became a serious meme. Now this is a man in pain, but that's a whole other story. Now They shamed the hell out of him. That video became a serious meme all across the internet. You know, he was hurting. This was a man that was hurting, but he said something very important. Nobody's there for him. The reality of it is, gentlemen, very little. The reality of it is, gentlemen, is that whenever you're in pain, you gotta have some close friends. Not your actor friends, not the people who pretend to be your friends when you're around money. You gotta have real friends to console you. That's not the gist of the story. I just wanted you to see who this gentleman is, because I'm sure most of you seen that video. But before we get into the main part of this lesson, because it is a lesson for you guys again today, please, come on, like this video. This is going to be a great one. You're going to learn a lot from this, guys. And ladies, please listen to what I'm saying. Watch this video and take heed before you decide to get into a divorce situation. Okay, so please like the video coming in. Second, go over to Instagram if you have any quick questions that you'd like to ask me. Send me a nice quick voice message so that I can respond to you quickly, because I love to respond by voice messages. And of course, if you want to book a session with me where you need some questions answered, I'll be more than happy to do that. It's very inexpensive. Go over to askanolderman.com, book a session, and let's have a serious chat so I can help you to digest some realities. Okay? Now, let's get into the meat and gravy of Mr. Tyrese. Okay? So this is his wife, Samantha. She did an interview on this podcast. And this podcast is called Hardly Initiated. And these guys did a great job on hosting Tyrese's ex-wife.
But it's a lot of unforgiveness. And that unforgiveness, if it's left unforgiven, turns into bitterness. And that bitterness can build a fence, and that fence becomes very hard to feel when you build that wall up. And I think that of course I won't go into specifics about what happened or why it happened, but I will say that it's very important for you to seek wise counsel. I've had a therapist for a very long time, so loved ones, people that support you. You want to make sure that you are involving in that decision making, and you have to really decide and make a very calculated decision based upon your belief systems, based upon who you're speaking to, your wise counsel, like giving them the information, and then making the best decision. I think that we do take divorce very casually. And I'll admit, I probably looked at it a little less intensely as I should have. That's me looking back on it.
Most women do, because they are not the one losing when it comes to divorce. I like the fact that she admit that she took it a little too casually, because it's easy for them to say, I want a divorce, because it benefits them. That's the problem.
Because I would never tell, I work with women, I would never tell a woman to walk through that in the same frame of mind I was in when I did it.
And when you say that, but what frame of mind was that? What do you mean by that in particular?
I was very, very hurt. I was very angry. And I remember, like, when I made, like, the decision, I was like hysterically crying.
You hear what she said? I was very hurt. What is it that would hurt a woman for her to ask for a divorce? Let's go through the major things. The number one thing that most women, especially in the West, seem to have a problem with is infidelity. The man cheats. Okay? Number two, money issues. Number three, domestic abuse. Okay? Those are the top three. Infidelity, financial issues, and physical abuse. Alright? After that, it's lack of sexual prowess from the man. In other words, the man isn't performing. And then we got outside influences. Then we got boredom. And then the list goes longer and longer. But it's less and less important than those top three that I mentioned to you guys. Now, apparently, There wasn't any of those top three involved.
I don't know who she is. I don't know who she I don't know who she is. I don't know who she became. I realized that this was a woman that was very simple, who I met in a $12 sundress and prided herself on being simple. And I don't care about money, stars, celebrities. I don't need to live and be around. I'm a simple girl. Now you want $20,000 a month for a 1-year-old? Now you've hired 3 law firms to try and knock my motherfucking head off. I did nothing to you to create that. Like, you should be able to say physical violence, I got 3 chicks pregnant on the side, and love child, and I was on the road and smashing chicks on, like, what did I do that made you become that? Everybody's got problems. Everybody go through shit. But I cannot sit here right now as a man to pull out my human calculator and say, I'm divorced, and I know why.
So any logical person would say, hey, there's nothing that big for me to worry about. I'm not getting my ass whooped. My man ain't cheating, and we're rich as shit. What is there to worry about after that? If you can think of it, guys, let me know. Ladies, you tell me what. If you have all of those privileges and you married this man because you were in love with him, supposedly.
I was very, very hurt. I was very angry. And I remember, like, when I made, like, the decision, I was, like, hysterically crying on the phone with my attorney. That was not the person I should have been on the phone with. When, like, that's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, I was hysterically crying. And I was not in any position to make that decision. I was extremely emotionally intoxicated. We can be intoxicated with our emotions, and I'm very much emotionally led. I feel very strongly. I'm just that kind of person, very passionate. But I would never tell somebody to make that decision when they're that emotional. But of course, I wasn't talking to someone that genuinely would be for marriage, you know, or for reconciliation. And that's not no slight to my, you know.
No, it's
Why would you go to your attorney to talk to him about whether you should stay in your marriage? The attorney is benefiting from you getting a freaking divorce. As Tyrese says, he's almost $1 million in the hole in attorney's fees because he has to pay her attorney's fees. These guys have just racked up almost $1 million.
This shit is about money. You've hired 3 law firms trying to fucking suck me dry. I'm approaching $1 million in legal fees, and we had a prenup.
He's gonna say, no, you stay in your marriage, girl. You go and work it out. Hell no. This guy knew, this attorney knew, hey, you know what? File for divorce, girl. I can have those papers up. We can get this thing running. I can have my new mansion in Malibu in the next couple of months. We're good. You gotta talk to your attorney about your divorce, whether you should stay in it or not. An attorney? One of the lowest of the lowest lowlifes out there. Wow.
It's current friends. It has nothing. There's no slight to that. Not the friends, but I was on the phone with my attorney.
Yeah.
So it was something that was being said to me that hurt me at that time, and that so at that time when I was on the phone and I made that decision, I was emotional.
What could trigger a woman that much? Excluding the top 3 things I just mentioned. How emotional do you have to be triggered by something outside of infidelity, money issues, or physical violence? Please, name me. I'm still curious. I wish she could just touch on it a bit. What had triggered her that much?
I was emotional, I was hysterical. And so if anything, if I could take anything from that and advise somebody else, because I don't want families to be torn apart.
Yeah.
It would be that if you're that hurt and you're like that emotional about someone, that's not a lack of love. Like, the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. It's void of love, void of feelings. And so if I'm that emotional and I'm that hurt and I'm like on that level where I'm just like, I can't stop thinking and I'm just obsessing over why I am hurt, if it's misguided and misdirected, it can go in a bad direction. And so I think that, with that being said, I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah.
And I made a decision like, well, I'm so angry, I'm so hurt, and this is, and I'm just like, forget it, like, never mind, like, I need to be done with this is horrible, just ruminating on all the negative things and not focused on any of the positive things. I posted a reel, and I mean this. I really mean this. There was a guy who was talking about that when before he decided to marry his wife, he had said or had told.
That is a childish way of looking at life. That is. Think about what she just said and how she said it. Oh, I was so angry. This is a child. I want my candy. I want my candy. Why can't I have it? That's a child. This is immature, childish behavior. And I'm telling you, when women complain about, oh, the man is immature, women, when they reach that age where they got everything, they literally return back to being kids, girls. They don't want to grow up. This man is one of the most well-off, well-known, high-profile black actors. He's a prominent singer. He has talent. You don't get much more top than him, but yet he's not beating her ass. He's not cheating, and he got money. And you're complaining about something? You're angry? I'm angry. To the point where you're going to break up your home? You're going to leave him and take your kid with you? Wow. Wow.
Have you healed?
No.
So why not be single first?
That's not my choice.
Elaborate. What do you mean?
Well, it's not meant for everybody to be alone after a painful, depressing breakup, because that's how people kill themselves. Some people go into a state of depression and they never get out of it because they want to isolate and say, until I get all my shit together, I don't even want to give love a shot. I think love can help you to love if you allow yourself.
Have you healed?
Listen, we are social creatures. That's it. Human beings are social creatures. Some people crave another person's presence and affection. They need that love. Some men can go and live in the mountains alone. Some men can go out into the desert. Some men can go and live in the forest. Some men can move to Alaska, set up a little log cabin, him and his dog, go hunting, and go and just relax by himself. Some men just buy a little condo in New York City and just live on his own. Some men. But there are men like him who feel that he needs the companionship of a woman because that's who we are. We are a unique species. We need affection. The majority of us need affection. The majority of us need companionship. This is what this man craves. And I'm glad that he's just laying it out. He's not hiding the fact.
Breakups are definitely harder on men. Studies back this up.
I'm like, wow, so studies have shown that you can talk about what you did to me as if you didn't do it to me? There's always 2, maybe even 3 sides to every story. If y'all figure out why this woman left me, y'all let me know. She said to me, are you not attracted to me anymore? I just gave you 10 full months of uninterrupted time, date night, every day. And then she said, I'm out. And I said, what do you mean by that? She said to me,
so this is the problem I find with women. You give them an inch, they want 10 feet. You give them 10 feet, they want a mile. You give them a mile, women are never satisfied. This is the problem. Here this woman is with one of the top men in the world. She has literally hit the gold mine with this guy. It doesn't get any more high value than this. He got money, he got fame, he got status. He's a good looking guy, great body. You literally hit the mother lobe. You are with a top dude. Doesn't get any better. But yet, this top dude, every top dude, he has worked his butt off to get there. And he knows what it's going to require to stay there. What a lot of women don't understand is that when you have a top man like this, a high performing man, the one thing that you're not going to get a lot of, ladies, is his time. Because the time that he put in and the time that is required to maintain that top spot. Just look at his case, Tyrese in this case. He needs to maintain a career where he stays visible. In order to stay visible, there has to be movies to be made. He's going to be on set a lot. There's events. There's a lot of traveling. And if you are not prepared to realize that, hey, my husband's going to be away, more than half of the year, I'm not going to see him. You can't then demand that he spends a shitload of time with you and you're going to get upset because he don't spend time with you. How the hell is he going to maintain his lifestyle and your lifestyle? That's what you married. You're the one that signed up for his world. I can tell you exactly what happened in this case. She married this man and she just needed to suck more and more and more and more from him, right? Because you're never satisfied. Mm-hmm. This is the problem. Mm-hmm. She's greedy. She's never satisfied.
Right.
He didn't beat her. He didn't cheat on her. And he had money, right? Got everything you need. Now you want to suck his time. The man said he gave you the time. That wasn't even enough. What else do you need? You're literally the definition of what I call the human parasite.
This shit is about money. You've hired 3 law firms trying to fucking suck me dry. I'm approaching $1 million in legal fees, and we had a prenup. You already tried to ask me to come back. You already tried to reconcile. I told you I was in a relationship with Zelly, and I was not willing to go and break this off or cut this woman off because you decided to wake up on a Wednesday and come back and play in the sandbox. Everything about the way you left me was heartless. It was evil. You never considered me, your marriage, and let alone your innocent 1-year-old child. She had to celebrate her 2nd birthday apart. $20,000 a month for a child? Our prenup says no alimony. Our prenup said everything that the prenup said. You're trying to crack the prenup. And it's been 3 years of it. I should have never hired a fucking attorney. I had a prenup.
You just sucking from this man. And then when you got into your emotions, right, you decide you're going to pull the trigger, thinking that you can break the prenup that he had. 3 years later, you're still fighting that prenup. Even though you're getting a substantial amount of money for your child support to sustain a lifestyle that far surpasses more than 90% of people in this world.
Right.
You're making well over a 6-figure income yourself.
Right.
But you need more. So now you're hitting the circuits, you're getting out there, on the internet because you need to make people realize that you're still relevant. Guess what you did when you gave up that man? You gave up the position that he put you in. This is what a lot of women who are married to high-value men don't understand. When you're with a high-value man, especially a highly visible man, the lifestyle that comes with him is his friends, his circle of friends. So all of these wives of other celebrities, that was your circle, or so you thought. You got so comfortable with those circle of friends, thinking that they're your friends regardless, that you felt that you could give up the man, still make the money, and still remain with these friends.
Right.
Not realizing that these people in these high circles, they're superficial as F. They have no loyalty to anyone. They only respect other people who are in power positions.
Exactly.
You lost your power position when you gave up the man. You thought that you were going to maintain that circle and still maintain that celebrity status because you have these friends that would be still inviting you over on their nights out and their yachts, etc.
Right.
When you gave the man up, that also left you. So now you realize, holy crap, I have substantially less money, I have no visibility, I'm pretty much just nobody. And that's where you screwed yourself. That's where you messed up. Let's continue. Let's hear what else she has to say.
If anybody, whether it's a male or female, decides to proceed with a divorce, you would then file for a divorce. And so at that point, you were either retain an attorney or you fill out the paperwork yourself. People can do it themselves. Once you get lawyers involved, I'll be honest, and I mean, I love my, I don't want to shade anybody or whatever, but lawyers, court systems win in this. No, families don't win in divorce.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Lawyers win.
Facts.
They win. We families don't win. You don't win when a family is broken apart. I think Jay-Z said this. He's like, nobody wins when the family feuds.
Yeah.
Nobody wins. It's not a situation where somebody is a winner. But you basically when you get lawyers involved, and there was a therapist that was speaking to both me and him, a marital therapist at the time, that when I told him my decision, he was like, when you get lawyers involved, it gets ugly. He told me that. And, I didn't even realize, I don't think I even realized how ugly it would get. And, yeah.
I'm going to go into the next one. Time, what? One of my lifetime. This comes from a woman's channel.
Hello and welcome to Danica Marie and our dope discussions. Today, you all, we have got to get into the aftermath of leaving a good man. See, way too often when it comes to women, we always feel like, if I have this good man, I can get a better him, right? We don't see that man as somebody that is of value, somebody that should be treasured, appreciated, held on tightly to. We don't have that mentality a lot of the times. A lot of the times when it comes to women, it's like, well, I can always upgrade. I can always replace. I can always, find somebody else that is going to be richer, taller, finer, better in bed, sweeter, you name it, right?
That's the list he was talking about.
Unfortunately, a lot of us find out the hard way that that's not necessarily true. As a matter of fact, when you do come across a man that is, embodying all that you're looking for, or most of what you're looking for, because nobody is perfect, it's probably a good idea to, once again, hold on to that man, appreciate that man, let that man know that you value him, and also reciprocate and pour back into that man. Because, let's just be honest, a lot of the times, that guy that was showing you the most love, that was giving you the most support, that was there for you and had your back through it all, yeah, he was irreplaceable. Let's look at the climate today. The climate today suggests that a lot of men are kind of checked out and done with relationships and dating and settling down and marriage and family starting and building, right? So when you take that into consideration and you analyze everything and you have a good man that is ready and willing to do that, it's probably a good idea to stay there. Because if you get rid of him and try to go out into this world to where, again, the climate is very tough, to say the least, as far as settling down and men taking women seriously and, you know, getting married and starting families, you're probably not going to be able to find another him. You're probably not going to find somebody that is ready and willing to take on the responsibility of, you know, a woman. Because let's not get it twisted, you all. A man deciding to be with a woman, that's a lot that he's adding on to his plate, considering the male role, right? There are roles. Men and women are expected to contribute certain elements to a relationship, right? The man is supposed to provide. The man is supposed to protect, lead, teach, love. Like, the man is supposed to do those things. So when a man makes the conscious decision to take a woman into his life, that means, hey, I'm going to have to work harder. I'm going to have to make more money. I'm going to have to be able to properly and efficiently and effectively manage not only myself and my own time and my own life, but hers as well. Because again, I am going to be playing the role of that leader. And so by me being in that position, I need to be able to navigate everything in a way to where everybody will be fine. Everybody will be able to live comfortably, be at peace, be happy, flourish. That is the man's role, right? So when a man is deciding to do that, that means he loves you and cares about you enough to be selfless in that way. And what I just say earlier, a lot of men are just not ready and willing to do that these days. It's way too much of a headache and way too much of a hassle to take on all of these additional roles when, let's be honest, it's more than likely going to be in vain, right? And I'm going to get into it. I know y'all don't like that, but that's just the reality of it, all right? Y'all like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Let's break that down for a second. A lot of men are coming to the conclusion of taking on the responsibility and adding on to your plate as far as having a woman is not worth the risk. It's not worth the amount of effort and work that you're going to have to put into that, because a lot of females of today, I mean, again, let's just be real, they're lazy. That's first things first. And they're entitled. I understand that not all women are that way, but that's the climate once again. The climate is, we have a lot of women out there that have it in their minds, the man is supposed to take care of me, love me, provide for me, protect me, right? Be faithful to me. The man's supposed to do all these things, regardless of what I do for him or don't do for him. So with that in mind, a lot of guys are just like, well, how about I save my money, I save all the hard work and all of the effort, and I just focus merely on myself, solely on myself, right? Especially if I'm not going to get any bang for my buck. Why do all of that? That's the mentality of today, due to how a lot of women conduct themselves, how a lot of women view relationships, view themselves. Again, I am the prize. That is the mentality of a lot of women today, and y'all know that. The man bends over backwards for me while I just reap all of the benefits and rewards. That's it. There's no reciprocation. There's hardly even any appreciation. And that's just being honest. And that's why a lot of guys are just like, you know what? Yeah, no, you should have stayed with him because I'm not doing what he was doing. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But let's get into this, you all. And again, y'all like the video, share the video, and subscribe.
She's spot
okay?
on.
This right here, right, is an explanation of the aftermath of leaving a good quality man. Right? A lot of us really have it in our minds as women, hey, I don't have to hold on to you. If you're doing this for me, I bet there's a million other guys out there that will do just as much as you're doing, if not more. So why settle here when I can upgrade? Right? I can see what else is out there on the market. We don't see it as, oh, this man just really loves me and values me. We don't see it as, hey, maybe, just maybe I lucked up with this. Our egos today as women will not allow us to appreciate a good thing when we have it. Our egos tell us, girl, you can do better than this. And then you don't.
Coming from a woman.
Let's get into it. And again, y'all like the video, share the video, and subscribe. This is the aftermath of losing the good man. Let's play.
After you actually lose a good man, let me tell you the aftermath. Before you choose to lose this good man, you will try to find a man equivalent to the man you're with. And you will think that you could find better. But when you actually put yourself out there, you'll realize that there is no man left right now. And every man will try to use you for a certain thing. And you will look for that man that you left in other men. You will regret that man to the core because you'll realize that there is no good people out there and nobody loved you as much as that man loved you. And after that, you will try to go back to that good man, only to realize that that good man doesn't want you. And he actually found a good girl. If you have someone good in your life, cherish them. Don't think you could replace them.
That was all bars, all facts. Now I want to replay it, and I want to be able to pause it in between so that I can give my commentary, because that was facts. But I wanted you all to hear it in its entirety. That way you can just really absorb the message. But let's go ahead and play that again. Alright? And again, like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Let's really break this down. Because unfortunately, a lot of women do make this grand mistake. They don't realize that they had a good man while they had it. First things first, they feel like, oh, I can outdo him and replace him. Or they just feel like, oh, I'm just not ready. Okay, let me pause before we replay it and everything. Let me go there for a second, because that's important.
I want to share her other video when it was this other video she did.
Investing in real estate makes sense.
I'm sorry.
But where do you start?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Danica Marie and our dope discussions. You know, it's quite unfortunate and funny, I may add, just how much a lot of women are out here switching up their tunes now that men are letting them do what they said that they wanted to do, which is to be strong, independent, boss chicks, right? A lot of women have fought for decades, right? To do it all on their own. To be the one that was in the quote-unquote dominant leading position. Being the ones that are the most powerful and empowered. Correct? So now that men are like, okay, you got it. You can be your own boss. You can be by yourself. You can be independent. You don't need me. You're absolutely right. oftentimes when it comes to women, we underestimate just how much of a responsibility it can be being that person that is in charge, or that is the leader, or the provider, the protector, right? We really have it in our minds like, no, I can do that. Anything that these men can do, I can do better. But see, there are roles. There are certain things that women just cannot do to the same capacity or the same extent that men can do it. And vice versa. But I just really find it, again, very unfortunate and a little bit hilarious how we try to compete with men by doing the things that they are naturally designed to do and be, which are leaders, which are the ones that are going to work. They're the ones building and establishing the foundations, making sure that everything is in alignment and everything is moving accordingly. We thought we could do it too, ladies. You all, I came across this video right here, and I believe it's by The Latest Juice. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I came across this platform. I believe the name of it was The Latest Juice, and they put together a compilation of women from all different backgrounds, all different races, that have the same complaint. The same complaint of, I'm done being strong and independent. I need help. In so many words, a lot of these females were saying, I'm done trying to be a man. I'm done trying to do what a man does. I'm not built for it. I need a man to actually take on this responsibility and this role. I had it all messed up. As a woman, I'm just not designed to do this type of work, to be in this type of position. And I need help. Let's play. And y'all like the video, share the video and subscribe. When I came across this, I said, you know what? How the tables turn and the bridges burn. We told y'all so. Before we press play, let me say this. I keep telling y'all I told y'all so. And it feels good and it's a little bit bittersweet for me because on one hand, it's like I told you and I was right. When I was out here telling these women, hey, stop trying to be a man. Stop trying to compete with men. Be complimentary to the man. Be of assistance. Y'all said that I was weak, inferior, dumb, deaf, blind. I didn't know what I was talking about. I was a pygmy. You name it. Y'all called me that. Y'all came at my throat. And so, yeah, it is a little bit bittersweet for me because on one hand, I am able to tell you I was right and I told you so. But then on the flip side, it's like, I hate this for my sisters. I hate this for women because I know a lot of you all have just done too much damage and men are just done with it. They're not even going to attempt to come back to the table and help you. That's tragic. For years, men have been asking us, hey, what do you bring to the table? What do I get out of collaborating with you, taking you under my wing, taking care of you, providing for you, protecting you? What do I get out of this? And so many women argued up and down, talking about I don't bring nothing to the table, I am the table, the man is supposed to do everything for me, I am the prize. And now that life is beating y'all up, now y'all are coming to the table like, what do you want me to bring? And now men are so good by themselves that they don't want you to bring anything to the table. The table has already been built. It has already been set. You know, they're already eating. So I don't need anything from you. We didn't understand the amount of love that men really have for us. Because to be honest, men don't need us to survive and thrive. Men were perfectly capable and able of, again, building their own tables, setting their own tables, buying their own food, cooking their own food, or hiring somebody else to do it. Like, they were already made a lot of the time. So when they were asking us, hey, what do you bring to the table? That was for you to show and prove your value to him, because again, he can do it by himself. But if you're going to be here, I'm going to need you to do something. Right? Because again, men love women. We just keep it plain. Men love women. And so if they could try to find some way to incorporate us to be a part of their equation and a part of their programs, they will do that. But a lot of us, it's like, oh, I'm not going to do anything. Your program needs to be working around me. Your equation needs to subtract me being able to, or required to rather, doing things. Because again, I'm the prize. But see, men, with their genuine love and care for women, were like, you know what? Look, I love women. I love the company of women. You know, I feel good when I am able to be of service to a woman. So how can I incorporate her into my life? How can I be somebody that is of value to her life? Because again, men love to be needed. Men love to feel needed. The issue was, us as women, we were like, look, I don't want to do anything. Don't require me to do anything. And with a lot of us possessing the type of mentality and, you know, conducting ourselves in that manner, a lot of men were just like, you know what, although I love women and I would love to have women to be a part of my life, there's no real use or necessity for her, because she's not trying to contribute to my life and add on in any way of value. It's a one-way ticket. She gets everything from me while I get nothing in return, so I would just rather not. As much as I love women, as much as I love the company of a woman, if I'm not able to pull any kind of value out of her, any kind of utility out of her, what do I really need her for? And that, man,
she's telling the truth,
is what really set us up for failure. But look at us now. On one hand, we wanted to be strong and independent and bosses. And then when it came to men being a part of our lives, we wanted to be lazy. We wanted to be taken care of, while again offering nothing in return. So on both ends, it was just a double-edged sword for us. And look at us now. Let's get into it though. And again, y'all like the video.
I'm not a strong, independent woman. Okay, I need a man. I can't open the can. This is our soft black era. We don't want to do it all. She don't want to be a strong black woman. No. I don't want to be super mom. No. We need help. They lied to us. Help. Miss Independent. Well. Who that? Who? Where they do that at? Not help.
Lord have mercy. I told y'all. They lied to y'all. What did she say? She said they lied to us. I need a man. But when I was telling y'all that for years, y'all were telling me that I was lying to y'all, that I was the one setting y'all up for failure, that I was the one teaching y'all to settle, that I was setting women back. Looks like you all are actually the ones that set yourselves back. Because have you all implemented the same things that I was telling you to implement way back when, you will be a lot further in life. I was telling y'all, hey, Get with a man that is productive, that is ambitious, that is wise, intelligent, that loves you, respects you, honors you. Build with him. Listen to him. Play your role as far as being supportive to that man. Love that man. And watch him take care of you. Watch you all flourish. I told y'all that. And y'all told me I didn't know what I was talking about. And all the women that were telling you the exact opposite, they were the ones giving you the gospel. They were the ones helping you. They were the ones giving you that truth. But when it came to me, oh no, don't listen to her. And look at you now. You could have been a lot further in your lives had you listened to me. But again, you know, you didn't believe me when I was telling y'all that they were telling y'all lies. Let's play it again. And y'all like the video? This is some real talk. Look at how these females are suffering and struggling now. The sisterhood lied. That's all that they do. Listen.
I'm not a strong, independent woman, okay? I need a man. I can't open the can. This is our soft life era. We don't want to do it all. She don't want to be a strong black woman. No. I don't want to be super mom. No.
Did y'all hear that? She said, look, we don't want to be strong and independent no more. She don't want to be a strong black woman. I don't want to be super mom. What does that imply? That implies that she needs a stepdaddy. And a lot of men are especially done with that. You have to be an exceptional woman these days for a man to say, you know what, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Yep.
But a lot of men, and trust me, I got a lot of my brothers that walk with me heavy on my platform, so I know they're telling their little big sister, which is me, yeah, I ain't signing up to raise somebody else's child. Not doing it. It's a thankless job. And I don't blame them. I don't. But how many women are out there saying, oh no, I can raise my kids by myself? Or how many women do you see out there today, Ebony K, right? That are trying to be super moms willingly, starting their families alone. They're telling you, Ebony K's of the world, yeah, that's not a good deal. There's a lot that goes into raising a child. You're going to need help. That child is going to need a mother and a father. I ain't built for this. So what are you, strong, independent boss chicks that are ready and willing to sign up to be single parents on your own? What are y'all going to do when your reality sets in that, hey, this is difficult. I'm not built to do this by myself. I'm not built to go out there and be able to provide for a child and myself, protect the child and myself, and still be the boss, and still be able to run a business. Not by myself, I'm not. So what are y'all going to do when that rude reality slaps you in the face? Because you're not going to have anybody around to help you. Y'all like the video? Share the video and subscribe. This is some real talk. This is not a game. This is real life. And so many of y'all females are out here having to learn the hard way once all of the damage is already done. Who's gonna want to sign up to be a part of your equation when you're older and you're more than likely stuck in your ways and you have all of this extra baggage, all of this debt, children? Who's gonna want to sign up for that when they can get somebody else that is more youthful, more moldable, more teachable, childless? Like why? Why would somebody settle for you? Because that's what it is. It's a settle. But these females will say, well, because I'm more seasoned and I know what I need to do. Oh no, you know what you need to do for you. But a lot of y'all have never been in a relationship with a man long enough to really understand what that entails and what that looks like. Y'all don't know how to collaborate effectively as a unit within the confines of a relationship. Y'all don't know what that looks like. Y'all don't even understand what it is to play the role of a woman, because y'all are so accustomed to being bosses and running things by yourself. Would you even know how to take direction and correction? Let's get into it. Just some real talk from your little big sis. I hate that y'all keep learning the hard way that, look, it's real out here.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'll come back to another one, but I'm gonna show you another video.
One simple but brilliant trick to heat your home in 90 seconds and save thousands of dollars on your heating bill this winter.
And women are definitely happier after divorce than men are, and that's what data shows, that women fare better.
Maybe financially, but emotionally, I don't think so.
I'm honestly really sad right now, if you can tell. Didn't cry for 2 days, was good for 2 days, and now I'm by myself, and it's just like the hurricane, like it's here again, you know? It's, the tsunami is back, like, it's just so hard, and like, I'm frustrated because I, got, my whole world got disheveled. I feel like he has moved on, and he is healed and moved on and doesn't care about me, which...
So why don't you do the same thing?
I don't want him to come back into my life, but it still just sucks, Like, it's just so sad sometimes, and it's like so hard to have to learn how to do life by yourself again. Like, you don't have that person to call all the time or that best friend to go do things with. And that's what scares me. I've never truly been alone and worked on myself, and I'm terrified of it.
Trust me, you'll be alright. Just keep in mind, you just said you don't want him back in your life. So quit crying and deal with it. I want to give a special thanks to Johnny T. Kennard and MLR for your generous contribution in supporting my channel. Please know that you are greatly appreciated.
And women are definitely happier after divorce than men are, and that's what data shows, that women fare better.
I'm having a bit of a tough day today, so I thought that I'd share that. Even though I'm the person who initiated the divorce, I'm feeling some jealousy because my ex is really out there working it. Not necessarily that he's looking for a girlfriend, but he's definitely working on building his social network. That includes women.
This is a perfect example of they don't want you, but they don't want anybody else to have you either. And they don't want you to be happy once they get rid of you. See how they are?
And even though I don't want to be with him anymore in that way,
then why are you spending your time making this video?
It still triggers jealousy and pain.
So why don't you do the same thing he's doing and go get yourself a man?
I know he's suffering and, he's dealing with the rejection that he feels because I'm the one who is leaving.
Keep telling yourself that. Whatever helps you sleep at night.
And women are definitely happier after divorce than men are, and that's what data shows, that women fare better.
So we met in our early 20s, we got married at 27, and we did not have the connection or chemistry that we should have, if that makes sense. In like the bedroom.
Yet you married him anyway.
And I married the nice guy, and he married the hot girl. And we were best friends. Got along so well. We did not fight. We got along so well. But after 14 years together, 12 years married, that lack of chemistry and connection became a huge hole in our marriage. And we filled it with other people. So it was just, our marriage had run its course, and we had our kids together, and that's awesome. And he's happily remarried, and that's great. And I'm happy for him.
And we're happy for him too. Now I know exactly why she can't function with this good guy. Listen to what she said right here.
We did not have the connection and the chemistry that we should have, if that makes sense. In like the bedroom. And I married the nice guy,
This is proof that once these get with the bad boy type of guy, you know, the guys that treat them like trash but she stays with them anyway, they can't function with a regular guy who's a nice guy who comes with no drama. Check out this video of the same lady telling us about the guys she dated in the past.
Better off to marry the nice guy, right? I had dated all the douchebags in my 20s and had my heart broken, so I was like, I'm gonna go with the nice guy.
See? Let them talk and they'll tell on themselves. She was so used to dating douchebags in her 20s that once she got a nice guy, she doesn't know how to function with him. This is why you have to be careful of the women that you date. They say a person's past doesn't matter. Oh, yes it does. Especially when it comes down to women who've dated a bunch of douchebags.
And to be perfectly honest, he'd been a nerd in high school. He'd never gotten the pretty girls. And I think he married me because I was beautiful. I am beautiful, you know?
So she got all the attention from the douchebags and the good guys when she was in high school and in her 20s. She chose to run with the douchebag. So here's my question to her. Do you know that you've aged out now? Men aren't checking for you like they used to. You do not have the options that you used to have, sweetheart.
And we were best friends. Best friends. And that carried us along for a long time. Until it didn't.
And that's the woman's midlife crisis cry. She knows that she's running out of time, so she wants to get her back blown out the way the douchebag used to do it, and she's not getting it that way from the good guy. A commenter turned me on to a 6-part series on Netflix called Sex/Life. This is the perfect example of when a woman is being ran through by bad boys, that she will always long for that type of life, even if she ends up with the cream of the crop, high-earning guy who gives her everything that she could dream of. And now check this out. Here's another video of the same woman.
Alright, here's a little story. Fellas, pay attention. So, I don't just do hair, I actually own a salon. And one of my other stylists has a client, and every time she comes in to get her hair done, which isn't all the time, but it's often enough, her husband gets there hours before her to drop off a box of chocolates for her.
Now, wouldn't that be done by a good guy? Because the douchebag type of guys, they don't do that.
This man leaves his home, goes to the chocolate store, which is 2 doors down, buys this woman a box of chocolates, and drops him off at the salon. So when his wife gets there, her stylist presents her with a box of chocolates, and she gets her hair done. Now, I don't need you to be exclusive with me, but I'm looking for that level of commitment. I'm looking for a man who's gonna bring me chocolates to my hair appointment.
Do you hear her telling us the type of guy she's used to? She said you don't have to be exclusive with me. That means she's used to the bad boy running around with other women. However, she wants you to be so committed to her to bring her a box of chocolates on the day of her hair appointment. In other words, she wants the bad boy that acts like a good guy. There's no such man. Also, these women do not understand the level of work that a woman puts in with a man to make the man want to do this for her. They just want the man to cater to them, while the majority of them do nothing but get on a man's last nerves.
The most important person in my life. 40 years. 40 years of sacrifice, 40 years of forgiveness. She taught me about faith, spirituality, love, real love, unwavering love. In spite of myself, I would not be alive without Pauletta Washington. I wouldn't be alive.
See, these women want a man to stand before the world and give praises to her like this, but they don't want to put in any of the work. Did you hear the attributes that Denzel spoke of while he was describing his wife Pauletta? Stop and think for a second. How many men you know personally speak highly of their wives like this? Very few.
Qualities that Denzel Washington mentioned that his wife has brought to his life. This is how I know that a lot of these women want the wedding and not the marriage. They want the perception. They want the idea. They want what it look like. They don't want to do the work. They don't want to do what it takes. And they for sure don't want to, have to have the humility to be with the person and be understanding, to go through the trials, the tribulations. They don't want that. They want this man to come into the situation just, singing their praises for stuff that they don't even do.
Let's get into it. Go!
For stuff that they don't even do.
And not only did you just hear that from a woman, you heard it from a young woman. Shout out to Reva TV. She's doing her thing on YouTube. Be sure to go check out her channel, like and subscribe, because she's bringing the real deal. Congratulations, Reva, on reaching 127,000 subscribers. We're proud of you. And now, here's the same woman who got rid of her good guy, boo-hooing again.
Always just trying to keep it real, but... And I'm not the lady who cries on TikTok, but sometimes being a single mom is hard. Because you don't have anybody else to rely on, except for yourself.
I suggest you do a little bit more research into why so many women are realizing, oh, we don't need men.
And so my hot water heater went out, and I now have to miss my youngest son's flag football game, which I only get to go to every other week because I work on the weekends that I don't have them. And now I have to miss it because I have to stay home for a damn hot water heater to be installed, and it's just super frustrating at times because I'm the only adult in the house, and so now I have to leave him and go do that, and it's just... Sometimes it's just hard to not have anybody to rely on.
I suggest you do a little bit more research into why so many women are realizing, oh, we don't need men.
That's right, you don't need men, because that's what you've been telling us for the longest time. When my water heater went out, I went out and bought another one, and I changed it out when I had time to do so. So if I had a kid that had a game that was going on, I would have changed out the water heater whenever I had time. I have a question though. When the person came out to change her water heater, was it a man or was it a woman?
And women are definitely happier after divorce than men are, and that's what data shows, that women fare better.
My boyfriend of 2 years moved out 10 days ago, and I'm just really feeling really sad today. I miss him so much, and I know that I'm so sad. And I wish I could be mad at him. It would make it so much easier, but I can't. There's no anger. There's only love. And it's excruciating. It's so hard. I miss him so much. So I'm getting a divorce.
Her video was approximately 6 minutes long, and she sat there staring into space and sighing like she just did half the time. Well, let's move on, because I don't want to torture you with this one.
6 months ago today, I had no idea my world was about to change. I wish I could say that all okay now. All I can do is hope that another 6 months feels good. I did all the right things.
Sure, you did all the right things. See how they never admit doing anything wrong? Now let's go talk to him and see what he says.
I'm just tired. I don't know what to do next. I mean, I have options. I'm safe, I'm fine. This isn't a pity thing. I promise I don't need to be rescued.
So you have options, you're fine, you don't need to be pitied, nor do you need to be saved. Then why the hell are you making this video crying about being divorced?
And women are definitely happier after divorce than men are, and that's what data shows, that women fare better.
So if this is true, why are women going on social media crying about getting divorced in record numbers? Oh, and by the way, we already know the statistics that 80% of women are filing for divorce, not men. So my last question to end this video is this. Out of the 80% of women who are filing for divorce, are the majority of those husbands at fault for the reason the wives are leaving?
Disregarding exceptional reasons such as real abuse, the fact is 80% of women are the ones ending marriages, 90% if they have a degree. Now, I've known about this statistic way before Jordan Peterson started popping off, and unfortunately it was due to my own research because I saw how many of my female friends were leaving their husbands. I'm very tired of this victim mentality that has manifested within the female realm. It is hard for me to have empathy for single divorced moms when 90% of the time they are at fault for it. It is completely self-inflicted. I'm also coming from a place of self-critique because, believe it or not, just like every woman in America, I have succumbed to some of those thoughts. But we listen to social media and mass media and we tell ourselves that there's someone else there that's going to treat us even better, and we neglect the other party, which is our husbands, and then all the children that are involved as well. Oh, but let's not forget the vows you took. You cannot discredit my theory of prioritizing a family first and then working on a career, all because you have women that fall in that 90% category that left their husbands. Now just wait for this comment section to blow up on all the women that tell me they are the exception, that 90% are leaving because the men are so terrible.
And there you have it. A lot of these women are the reason their marriages are not working. Hey, somebody had to tell you, and I love you, so it might as well be me. Don't forget.
So, let me take the next few minutes to tell you this. I've been mentioning the same thing, man, just on a smaller scale, but yeah, now the reason why I show the woman and the man, so it won't seem like you're just getting from a man's point of view, you have to hear from women themselves what's going on. And there's a lot of women are out here that's going through something like this. And see, this came from this Me Too movement. This came from this, power to the women, power to the girl, and after a while, it's just, it got some women got big headed. Some women got big headed because they know their body's at a certain type, and they let the 3 B's, the beauty, the breast, and the booty, let them get to their head. So they just walk around with a certain kind of, I got this, so I get the next man. And so when they found the next man's, yeah, you can track the man like Danica said, but it ain't gonna go where you expect it to go. Then he bring in the spark room, bring in the bed, but when it comes to his character, when it comes to his caring and helping you out in certain areas, maybe having intimate discussion on life, he ain't there. All he know what to do is rump you in the bed. That's what it is. And they base their whole relationship on that. They base their whole relationship on that. And so, hey, it is what it, so they leave the good guy because he actually has a good character, but that's boring, that's lame, I need something exciting. And they finally they go out there, so they leave the dude, they get divorced from the dude, they break up with the guy. Next thing you know, oh crap, they get with the guy that treats them like this bad boy, but this bad boy that they picked got probably 2 or 3 women, and after a while he get tired of their mess and he kick him to the curb, or he flat got a cold heart. So that's why you see these women regretting it. And hey, it look like it's too late, man. The man had checked out. The man had checked out. Well, you got, dog, man. That's it. Once you screw up, man, something like that big, especially in marriage, you get a good person. That's it. It's gonna take a while to find something like that again. If God bless you to do. And I think a lot of women need to seek counseling and seek God. If they hopefully they believe in God, because that's the only one going to be able to reflect on you. The greatest counselor is the one that made you, put you in your mother's womb. That's the greatest counselor. Good. And that's for both men and women. And that's what women have to understand, just like we men do. The greatest counselor that we have is we sit down in prayer and God examine and ask God to show you through His Holy Spirit what is wrong, why I keep messing up as a woman, and He will gladly show you. And don't just say, hey. And the thing about it, just say, yeah, that's me. And as men, I had to say the same thing. Yeah, Lord, that's me. That's me. But until that, you're going to keep going through what you're going through. Real talk. But it comes down to the woman. And like I said, it plays in the woman so much that it pushed men back to the point that they don't even want to be bothered. And I knew this was going to happen. That men, you're going to keep antagonizing, pushing, and you pushing the men away. Why you think men are leaving this country, ladies? Why you think they are? Some men are leaving this country. They done had it. And like I said, if you won't do it, if they can't find it here, they're going to go across the water. And some you saying, well, she's not educated, or she's not this, she's not that. It's not. Yes, she's educated for one thing, but she has good character. She know how to love, like Denzel Washington's wife do. That's what a man wants. That's what you, and this is what you don't understand. It's not about you. It's supposed to be like together, but no, not today. When you have women like Danica said, they're very narcissistic. They get ego. They got time because their booty, their beauty, and that's what they allow to get to their head. And so they kicked it. So I don't need this man because they're. And you don't understand when you make, and some of them who come to social media, and some that don't. But the ones that do, they just expose themselves. Because what if the men out there who have the money, who have the shape, who have the resources, and can protect you, what you saying to them? So they're looking at you like, wow, oh, I don't want to be bothered with that, you know. You know, and sometimes most of those men don't hear the other side story. Why this woman is the way she is. She probably was spoiled and she was a brat, and that, you know, and so she just walked away. And Ask Older Man said, some women result acting like a girl after they achieved everything. They have to act like a girl again. Like, I want this and I want that. That's true. That's very true. So that's the reason why some women are alone, because it's their choice of words that's spoken. It's their actions that came behind it. And no man's going to put up with that mindset. You know, there's even a couple of scriptures in the Bible about that. You know, it was once in Proverbs where the man, you get that this man would rather be on a roof of a house and deal with a contentious woman. That's something that even the Bible even talks about that. And there's a lot of women living today fits that scripture. That's the truth. That's in the Bible. You know, that it was like a man would have to deal with that. That's something. I don't know where that came from, but somebody must have saw what marriage was about back then. But anyway, yeah, so you lose in the end. So you keep feeding into this feministic, Me Too, you know, girl, we gonna overrule the men, and the men saw it. So men are like, okay, I'm gonna go to a society where that's not gonna happen too much no more. That's why they go into a matriarch society. That's why some men are getting jobs that go overseas and find women. And some of these women who they try to have the same mindset to try to do what the men do. The men overseas see what you about. They're not gonna let you just do them like the way you think you do your American men. Oh, there's a whole different ball game over there, and then women will tell you. So you in for a treat, and so you don't realize how blessed you have it until the good men are gone. But that's all right, because you got substitutes here. You got the bad boys, you got the studs, you get the studs that are other women that's trying to look like a man. So there you have it. There you have it. And it's getting to the point that even they don't even want to be bothered with you. That's really bad. When even the women in the LGBTQ who take on a man demeanor of a male, who's a female, is married and they're courting you and dating you, and then you get married to somebody and you end up in divorce. Women complain on other women. That is crazy. That's insane. So what is it? So you can't blame the man this time because it's two women. So it's messed up when two women had to get divorced. So hey, it is what it is. But all right, ladies, I don't want to make this too long. But hey, you get what you ask for. So be careful. You should need to appreciate what you have, because you might not get it again. That's the moral of this video. And I hope you like and subscribe to those other people's channel. Danica Rap. Raul and Golder, man. And shout out to their channels. Until next time, you guys be blessed and take it easy. And see you on the next video. And remember, ladies, don't listen to these foolish women, because you don't want to end up like Tyrese's wife, regretting it in the end. So think about it. Be blessed. Take care and use your head.